Oh yeah, go figure.
Elementary school got superlatives, I was doing?
I guess. No graduation, but he got a third.
No, there's no graduation?
didn't have graduation.
That's crazy. I wasn't doing the whole. You didn't tell me what cookies you want. So I asked him, hey, do you want, like, apparently I have to bring cookies. I don't remember saying that, but sure. I'm like, yo, what cookies do you want? He goes, I don't know. He goes, I don't know, some Dominican shit. I was like, what does that mean? So I'm like, he didn't tell me what he wanted, so we're gonna have cookies.
What's the Dominican cookie?
I have no idea.
You don't like it?
He went, no.
Thank you. Mom, hold this for me.
All right, Dad. See you later. I'm going. Dad's gonna go. Dad's gonna go film.
I have to show you something real quick.
Hey, I'll see you later. Bye, guys.
You want to see something cool?
Yes, his friend almost breaks his leg.
I'm breaking up.
Don't fall.
I'll try
You're not
not
liable.
This guy.
to. I don't know, I signed the contract.
You signed the waiver?
Yeah, no, I did sign a waiver.
Didn't sign a waiver. No waiver. You falling would have been deserved because you didn't bring cookies.
Bro, you didn't tell me what cookies you wanted. We're not doing it.
Dominican shit. Whatever Dominican cookies
I
are.
don't know what Dominican cookies are.
I don't either.
Are there Cuban cookies? Are there Puerto Rican cookies?
They're more like crackers because we're poor in Cuba, but
Yeah, you see? Who the hell is supposed to know? Ow.
I don't know. I'm gonna put it on social media and someone's gonna find Dominican cookies and then we'll try
I'm sure
them.
it's a thing, but I don't know where to
You
get
should
them.
know.
I'm not gonna go to 5 different stores looking for some Dominican cookies.
There's one Dominican store. There's no way there's 5
this
Dominican stores.
store?
I don't know, but there's gotta be
Neither
one.
do I.
South Florida, there's gotta be a Dominican store.
Yeah, in Miami, maybe.
That's gross.
What?
Mike, closer to get that burp in.
I don't know what I got.
Are you ready? I know you didn't write down topics.
Oh, I
know. So we're gonna start this where I want to start it, which is why is Chelsea
is it
such
starting?
trash? You know we start off the top. It's going. Why
this
is
is
Chelsea?
raw.
Why is Chelsea so trash?
What do you mean, why are we trash?
Like,
We're
what's
not
the problem?
Well, technically 6th place at worst from the first half of the season, which is insane. I'm taking it 100%. When the club did as bad as they did in the beginning to then the second half of the season,
I guess.
take it.
I guess
I don't know
from
what
what were you guys last year? 10th?
I think they were 10th. Yeah, I can't remember the exact position, but
Jeez.
yeah,
That's
from
bad.
10 to going in Europe, I'm taking it.
Isn't it a playoff?
No.
So you actually have a UEFA
So from
spot.
what I read, it's either Conference League or UEFA League, depending on the Community Shield. I don't know how that.
I don't know how that even comes into play.
I don't know how that factors into anything, but it was like if Man United lose to Manchester City in something, get Europa League. If not, get Conference League. I was like, sure, I guess. What's even more wild is that they fired the coach or managers.
I thought he just left. I thought he quit.
No.
Pochettino didn't. They fired him.
Either way, he's not.
Either way, he's
not
out.
manager there anymore. So that's absolutely wild. After one season of him being there.
I mean, that's kind of Chelsea's brand.
Yeah.
Who stayed there more than one season in the past 10 years besides maybe Mourinho?
Tuchel stayed a couple of years.
He stayed 2 years?
I think he stayed 2 or 3.
Because I thought maybe like a year and a half.
I can't remember. Because I think his first season there, he won the Champions League.
You guys seem to like to go through managers. You're not the only English club that does that, but you are definitely.
Bro,
out
it's
there.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like we need results now, this right second. Like, give them 3 years minimum, I would say, but hey.
What's the solve?
What's this?
If you were okay, so there's no manager. There's no manager. You get hired tomorrow.
Oh God.
What's your first move?
Get a
to
new
fix
owner,
Chelsea?
bro. Get a new owner.
You get a new owner. You're the coach. You're the coach tomorrow. What's your first move?
One, they're in massive financial trouble apparently, like with the whole financial fair play or whatever.
Yeah, but there's
So like
a couple
that,
teams.
so you have to sell players. Either sell players or
Right,
do.
yeah.
Apparently, there's some loophole where
So
they
who do
can
you
sell
sell?
the grounds. I don't know how they.
You gotta look that up because
There's some
they can sell
loophole
the
that like,
grounds.
they can sell the training ground, and I guess get out of that loophole or whatever. I don't know how that works, but
But then where are they training?
exactly that's what I'm questioning. Maybe it might just
They
be
sell
under
it and then they
different
lease it from the new
ownership.
owner?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, they get leased to Chelsea.
We're looking this weird shit up.
You got a little.
Yeah, I got a little iPad this time. I'm a little prepared.
Snap.
Because there's no way we can ever remember all the stats. So
Oh, 100%. All right, so what am I doing?
yeah, what's your first move as coach?
As of now, the squad looked decent. Like, it looked... What? Well, there's...
We have different opinions of decent, but go ahead.
Because my thing, a lot of them are young and they just need time to, like... For example, Nicholas Jackson, I feel like he just needs time as a striker to be well. Like, there's very few... Well, I guess, like, if they wanted to... Because there's, like, incremental changes you need to change with the whole club as, like, a mindset, so to speak, to be winning titles. Especially at the level Man City are on, if you want to even realistically compete with them. Am I close to it?
I think so. You're good. You should be good. You always lean back anyways.
Yeah, this is comfortable for me. So, yeah.
So speaking of Nicholas Jackson, do you think he needs a loan? Or should he stay at Chelsea next year?
That's a great question. I don't see a loan to a bigger club. Like if he was their starting like striker in a top 5 league that is in Europe, I would be okay with that. If that makes sense. Like he needs game experience. You know
so if he went to like Roma,
a Roma in like Europa League or something, I don't
it should be. I think they're in Europa League. But
like,
for example, like so, a big team in Europe, but maybe not as a competitive league as the EPL. Is that what you're saying?
Probably. I don't know.
Because he clearly can play at that level. It's just the consistency's wild.
Yeah, but like
off.
I don't know how old he is. I'm pretty sure he's pretty young.
He looks old. But
You heard the quote he made about
No.
like his consistency? He essentially compared himself to Benzema's
Yes,
years.
yes, I remember seeing that, and
I think I sent it to
swiped
you,
off.
I
You
was
sent it to
like-
me. Yeah, that's nuts.
I mean, he might be speaking facts. Who
He's
knows?
not.
Well, he's just saying that like he can't expect much out of him right now. Like I think he's just younger. Like he just needs time to develop and grow. Same thing happened to Benzema.
Benzema
I
was
would
balling
argue
at
that
Lyon. Benzema was balling at Lyon when he was young,
Yeah,
and then he went to Real Madrid when he was young
that's fair. He just got overshadowed.
and beasted for like 10 years.
I think he just got overshadowed when Ronaldo was there. But
Well, yeah,
I
but
think
then
he really got better once Ronaldo left. I personally will say that.
I don't even think he got better. I just
I
think
think
he was
he-
able to be the main scorer.
I think he really got it.
Because when Ronaldo was there, everything ran through Ronaldo.
Oh, well, as it shouldn't.
Right. And then he was more facilitator. And then when Bale got there, it was even still because Bale would just take the ball and run and shoot himself. Like he wouldn't even pass half the time. But he would score. So it's like, I get it. So if Benzema wasn't getting the goal himself, he didn't have as many chances. But once it was just him, it's everything he created for himself plus what everyone was feeding into him. So that's why he went. It looked like he got way better, but I think he just had he was the guy. Like you are the central striker. That's it.
That's probably true.
Because as many goals as Vinny scores, he still plays as a winger. He's always on the outside and he cuts in. He's almost perfected that move, but
Yeah.
I mean, he's still his go-to is being out wide.
Yeah, it's just
So-
nice to play.
So I pulled it up back to the Chelsea thing.
Oh, God.
So Chelsea it says Chelsea deny working on a deal to sell Cobham to another.
Okay.
So basically, to sell it.
So it was a thing, but I guess they did
Sell it to themselves. It's on Reddit. I'm sure that's where you saw it. Is Reddit?
I can't remember. I can't remember where I saw it. But like, fair play to them because they find I feel like Chelsea as a club always finds like loopholes in the rules.
That's not fair play. That's the whole point.
No, but it's in the rules. It's in the rules, so it is what it is.
Loopholes getting around the rules.
Yeah, but if it's a loophole, it's a loophole. Make the better rules, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so
It's the same thing as like. All right, if we're talking about that because I recently got into like UFC again. I guess from like 10 years ago from when I used to watch it. And, like, apparently there's, like, different weight classes. I'm sure you know UFC.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
There's, like, different weight classes, and most of the time it's every 10 pounds. So, like, how tall are you? You're
5'10".
5'10". How much do you walk around weighing?
190.
190? So you could probably cut down to, like, 165.
I would have to.
You
Because
would,
I've
like,
seen
cut
people
down-
that are my, like, weight fight, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you're way bigger than me.
Oh, yeah, they're like 6'2",
Like-
6'3", like...
Yeah.
6'6" wingspan. So yeah, they like cut down to like the 155, 165 weight class at the weigh-ins, and then by the time they're fighting, they're like almost 200 pounds. How is that fair? And apparently, it's a widely known thing. Is like it's technically not cheating because everyone does it. It's just part of the game. So it's the same thing.
I mean, that's a weird one. I don't like the weight cut. Like, in
I
general,
think
I
it's
think it's a
wild
crazy
anyways.
thing to just weight cut that
I
far
was-
down.
It's super unhealthy with you. The things like they do to dehydrate, because essentially it's all water weight that they're losing, is absolutely insane.
There was, I heard it a long time ago, but I remember I was watching like a Joe Rogan podcast and he was talking about weight cuts. And he says like there's the way they should do it more or less. And I don't know if they ever implemented this or if he got it from somewhere else, but basically the way they should do it is like they should track your weight throughout I guess the year of where you kind of walk around
like
at.
a random drug test.
Kind of.
Thing.
And they track your weight and then they give you like a range. Like, hey man, if you're cutting, you can only safely cut between this range. Because anything less than that, like, it's too much of a difference between what you normally walk around at and what you're dropping down to, which is...
Yeah, that was the podcast with Max Holloway. I just listened to it.
Oh, okay. This was a long time ago, so you probably talked about it again.
This was a month ago, the podcast.
Yeah, so this was like a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
So he probably...
We talked about it again there. I mean, yeah, but it's the same thing as what it is.
I remember watching... There was this show, I don't know if it was still around when you were younger, but like True Life on MTV.
It sounds familiar.
Basically, it was like a short documentary series.
Okay.
And there was one where they followed like this kid who was a collegiate wrestler, and they were talking about like how much he was like doing to make weight, and they're literally showing this kid he's just like on the verge of passing out because of how exhausted he is because he's just not eating, but he's training, he's going to school, right? And I remember he's like, oh, I'm eating like half a protein bar a day. That was it. I'm like, dude, that's not anything you can function off.
Probably a bit water.
Yeah, and I think by the end of the episode, they told him he either needs to either like go up a weight class or he needs to quit.
I need to lower this. It's like in my line of sight. Or I can just sit up.
Yeah, slouching over here.
The chair is like, come on, bro.
All right, listen, donate to the pod.
I swear.
Everyone that comes in here complains about my setup, especially Sam.
Why do you get the nice chair?
And
why doesn't the guest get the whole...
My house.
That's crazy.
You want a nice chair? Donate to the pod. You'll have the nicest chair in here. I wish I had like nice giant armchairs.
Oh,
like some king shit. Yeah, like with the felt and it's like this tall. And yeah, that'd be nice. I wish I had that.
No.
Yeah, everybody complains. No one donates except for my brother. My brother just
So
donates.
I just thought of this going back to football.
Okay, yeah.
So like VAR came about like how long ago? How long is VAR?
Widely, I think a couple, 3 seasons. Like where it's
3,
always
4,
used?
5 years ago. Let's just say like 5 years ago. Do you think it's bettered the game or worsened the game? I guess so to speak.
I think it's better in some ways. The problem comes in when it's not, things aren't caught that are obvious, right? And it's like, what are they looking at? Like there's been a couple times, I think in this past season or the season before, where it was like an obvious like call or non-call, and they just messed it up. It was like miscommunication between the VAR room and the touch line, or the guy on the field, the ref on the field, or whatever it was. And it was just like blatantly wrong, and then they can't fix it because they've already moved on. It's one of those things. I think we talked about it. What happened with the what was it, the
Real
Madrid? Yeah, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. It was just like, it just happened too fast, I think, for the refs. And the guy.
Well, the refs just made a mistake.
They made a mistake, and because they reacted too fast.
It's bad refereeing, but it sucks.
It sucks, but it happens.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like it's part of the game.
Part of the game.
Yeah.
In that instance, it made VAR made the game worse, because now everyone's like, oh, VAR should have caught this and this and that, and it's like, well, take a second and look at the rules. Like they can't.
Oh, no, it's cool.
Yeah, they can't go back. Once he blows the whistle, that's it. The ref blows the whistle. You can't review anything. You can't change the decision. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a fan of like the reviews for obviously like penalties. Like if it was an obvious dive or something, and the ref on the field thought it was an actual foul, and the VAR is like, hey man, look at that again. Or I'm more of a fan of the goal line technology.
Well, that's separate from VAR.
Right, no, it's separate, but that I'm good with. Mm-hmm. That I'm solid with, because there's no question.
Well, I mean, like the thing is with VAR, it's hard to like have that conversation, because a lot of the things they like review, it's not subjective, or it's not an absolute yes or no.
Right.
Like goal line technology, is the ball fully over the line?
Yeah.
No, then it's not a goal. Yes, then it is. Like the only thing they can review that is probably the offside rule with VAR. Like, is he offside? Yes, he is. Then boom. The foul thing, a lot of referees could interpret that differently as well, and I'm sure that happens as well. Like, I'm sure there's games where, like, some people would say it's a light foul, and then they called it whatever. Because, like, I heard a lot of leagues are trying to remove VAR. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, if it's there to better the game, why are you removing it?
I think VAR as a concept makes the game better. I think the refs
in action,
need to do a better job. And I don't know if that means maybe, I wouldn't even say give them more time to review it, but
because it also kind of sucks, because it's hard to cut you off that. Like when they review it, they're doing it for minutes at a time, ruins momentum, stuff like that. So it's like there's not really a win-win here. I say keep it. I don't see why.
I would say keep it. I think
it does more harm. It does more good than harm. It does.
Agreed.
As well. Don't foul the person. Don't push them in the box. Don't do a handball.
I don't like that every couple of years they change like what qualifies as a handball or intentional.
Oh, well,
that's
a whole separate.
That's a whole other thing, but that frustrates me.
Issue. You got any other topics? That was. You
still never told me what you would do. You just started talking about Nicholas Jackson. You take him to lunch or something. I don't know. That's as far as we got.
I don't know. That's a hard question to think, because like that's obviously like if I go, you would have to have a plan and an interview, all that good stuff. I honestly feel like if you're gonna keep this team of core young players. Because, like, let's be honest, a lot of them are super. There's little, if any, veterans on that team right now. Like, don't expect
wonders.
Yeah, don't expect top 4. Don't expect, like, high performance in those competitions that you're in. Like, if we're in the Europa League, don't expect to win it next season. It's like those young players just need time and not that pressure.
Okay, so if you had to sell somebody, so you could buy whoever you wanted, who would you sell and who would you buy for Chelsea?
Okay. Let's see. I'm just thinking on who's there right now. So I guess what I'm thinking, I'm like thinking like of position. Goalkeeper, I feel like he's alright. He needs more like more experience. Chelsea's always had good goalkeepers. I feel like they've had Czech, Courtois, Kepa was decent when he was there, like his first years. Mendy was a beast the first couple of years. So like I've heard they've had good goalkeeping coaches, so he'll just improve over time. The defense is all right. They're obviously young. I probably would. That's probably who I would sell because like the striker, give him time. The midfield is.
So who are you selling? I need a name.
I'd sell.
No, you gotta sacrifice somebody. I need an actual name.
Badashio? I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah.
Probably him, just for a leader.
So you're. So
Just
he's
for
out.
Just
He's
for like
out.
a veteran that can, essentially a Thiago Silva. That I can't be upset at. He chose to leave to Brazil, so essentially someone like that. That's like a leader can keep the team in shape, like on the field and in the locker room, because they do not have that, which is wild. So I do that. Now who is that right now?
Should sell Sterling.
Oh yeah, that's also
Sterling's
second.
trash.
Sterling is not.
Sterling is trash.
He's overrated.
He can't
He's
kick
overrated.
he can't kick a ball.
No. He played well in
He
the last game.
can't
The
kick
last
a
game he
ball.
played well.
He's trash. How he's made it so far. Well, I know how. But it boggles my mind that
He
he's still
did
on.
super well in Liverpool.
Oh
He
my
fit
god.
he did decent in Man City. Granted, he showed shine better because of the talent around him.
Yeah, because all he had to
He did a
do
lot
was
better.
run, which I'll give him. He is fast. And then
He
just
had decent positioning, yeah.
tapped in goals.
But you got to be in the position to tap in the goal, which he is decent at.
Which
For England, though, but once, his later years at Man City, I felt like he thought of himself as a mega superstar, probably, and I feel like you can tell that when he played for England, that he thought I am the team or I am the person on the team.
I don't get the positional argument because you have to be able to finish. Getting in that position doesn't matter if you can't finish.
Oh yeah, you got to be.
And
there,
he
though,
misses
to be able to
some
finish
easy
it.
goals. And what he does score are just tap-ins. For the
You wanna
most
know
part.
who is overrated? Holland. I think he's overrated.
You think so?
I think he's overrated. I think with essentially Man City, he's a lot better than what he would be on a worse team. I personally think so. One, Real Madrid absolutely destroyed him, shut him down.
Well, but
that could be, but any defensively sound team can and will do that.
yeah, but Madrid has probably has at least one of the better defenders in the world right now.
Rudiger?
Yeah,
Rudiger's.
Rudiger's.
Nacho's pretty decent. I like Nacho.
Nacho's just very experienced.
How is he the captain?
He's been there forever.
I mean,
He has been there forever.
That is true. But I wouldn't put him as captain. Tony?
Who's left? Tony's leaving.
Modric.
Which I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna hold a vigil.
Modric?
Modric's leaving.
Is he leaving?
I do everything I've heard is they're not renewing him for another year. So if he does not retire, he's probably going somewhere else.
Damn.
And it sucks, but I get it because their midfield is absolutely stacked.
Carvajal, hello?
Carvajal's usually the captain, but he's injured a lot.
Oh, okay.
They had a rotation. They have 3 main captains, and then one that's almost always got the armband. And then when someone's hurt, obviously, you got to give it to somebody else. But I mean, yeah, that midfield's so stacked that we're gonna miss them obviously as a team. But there's so many players.
I don't think they'd be as good without.
No, because no one's that kind of player.
No one can see the game on that team like he can.
His numbers are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to make an argument, and people are probably going to not agree. But I'm going to put him top 3 midfielders ever.
That's a wild statement.
Ever.
That is
a traditional midfielder. Center mid, your job is to take the ball.
Number 6?
No, not even I don't even Dude, if Tony Cruz never does anything defensively, I would not care. Because the second he has the ball... So like a traditional, like, gets the ball, facilitates the attack, passes, whatever, doesn't lose possession very often.
That characteristic then? Like, what type of players would you say fit that role?
What do you mean?
Because you said he's one of three. Who's the other two?
I'd have to think about it, but I'm probably putting Iniesta up there.
I think Iniesta was way more attacking than Cruz is.
Right, I'm not talking about attacking. I'm just saying a complete midfielder. Like when you said someone says
you can't say complete because Cruz can't defend. Neither can Iniesta.
Right, but I mean, like, I'm not expecting that from him because he's not. I'm like just a straight midfielder. Like nothing defensively is asked of you. You're not a number 6. You're not a sweeper. Nothing. You're a midfielder. You get the ball from the defense, or a defensive player, and your job is to facilitate the attack.
Okay.
Your job is to control the game via your possession.
I would say he's probably in the top 5 of that, but I wouldn't put him in the top 3. I'd put Pirlo, Xavi over them. You can say Iniesta as well, so I automatically not put some in top.
In no particular order, I would probably keep Pirlo.
Okay.
And I'm probably forgetting people, but Pirlo, Iniesta.
I thought Xavi was better than Iniesta in their primes.
I don't think
personally.
So. I don't think so.
You could argue Busquets over Cruz as well.
No, but he was defensive. He didn't.
I mean, that is true. That's fair.
I had no CDMs in this list.
Okay.
There's no CDMs. Okay. But yeah, 100%.
Go like a quick sweep of player. This is a hard thing to think about.
So if you look at his stats, right, you've probably seen it, where they put like his passing percentage for the past fucking decade. Mm-hmm. Is nothing less than I think 94%.
Do you factor in shooting in this, or is it just purely facilitating? Because if you factor in shooting, I could name a couple people that would.
No. We're just like a traditional midfielder. You're not. I don't want anything extra defense. I don't want anything extra scoring. Scholes is up there. God damn.
And if you're talking purely passing, you can argue Michael Carrick.
I'm not top 3.
Gifted.
Not top 3.
Fair.
Not top 3.
But I would say in the conversation, he'd be like 10. I'd put him like 9.
He'd round out the bottom.
Problem, because he wasn't. I don't think he was very technically gifted, but his passing was immaculate.
Yeah, but so was Beckham's.
That is true. Oh yeah, you can't say Beck's.
But I wouldn't put him as facilitating attack. I would put him as like.
I would say
he would pass.
That's why I factored in. That's why I asked the shooting question, because I was going to put.
Because it's a different player. In it. It's a different player. Like.
I was going to put Frank Lampard in the conversation, but he shoots a lot more.
Still Tony Cruz. I personally wish, and because I've seen like, because I'm a fan of Real Madrid, so I watch like the training videos or whatever. Uh-huh. He shoots all the time in practice, and he scores. Like why he doesn't take free kicks, I will not understand. Because he can just pass it into the back of the net with speed. I don't get it. I never looked into it, but there's half a conspiracy theory in my brain that it's because it's a set piece, it somehow counts against his passing, so that he refuses to take free kicks in games. I don't know, but when you're at 94, 95% your entire career, maybe you start to care.
I don't think he cares.
I don't know.
Just winning trophies.
Which he's done. He's won pretty much everything.
You're at the team and you're from the country to do that. So.
So back to why I rate him so high. So there was a couple years ago when the percentages came out, and everyone was at the top was about the same. So it was like Tony Cruz, Busquets, a couple different players in La Liga, right? And their passing percentage was all like 94, 95. Tony Cruz had completed almost 1,000 more passes in that season than number 2.
But what kind of? Because I can just pass it to you completely.
Right, but we all know he's not doing that. We know he's hitting a diagonal several times a game.
That's fair.
So he's not a little tiki taka passes, okay?
Which is surprising though, because that team was super tiki taka. So how their completed passes aren't higher.
Who?
Like those prime Barca kids.
Oh.
What a fall off.
Be like
What a
that.
fall off. What happened? They just went bankrupt and just down the drain?
I don't know if it went, but they did have money problems. I don't know if it all went down the drain. I think they didn't recover well from the loss of Messi.
I hate that kid.
Which obviously
I'm a Messi
it happened to Real Madrid too when Ronaldo left. But it wasn't.
not
No,
really.
yeah, that first year was rough. It was really
He
bad.
left 2018?
No, but I'm saying the year after they lost their superstar, it was rough, but they recovered 2 years after. Barca just like kept
Because
struggling.
21, they won the Champions League, right? 21?
I believe so. Yeah.
Because who won 20? I can't remember. I can't remember that far.
When did Chelsea win it?
2020.
Yeah, so then we won it 21.
So 2020, 2021 season, I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
But that's what I'm saying. See, like we recovered
Yeah.
after losing Ronaldo. After Barca lost Messi, they were really lost.
Oh, fact.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think that's what happened. They were
Well,
just
yeah,
like,
because they
could not recover from not having everything go through that
gave
one
him
player.
anything he wanted, so other than the city, I guess, to get him to stay. That's what tried to do from Mbappe, I'm pretty sure.
What do you think?
Did you hear I don't know if it's their president, whatever their government is, but
Okay.
Macron of France.
France, okay.
He met with Mbappe.
To try to tell him to stay in
I
France?
don't know why they met, but there's memes saying like, oh, we're gonna offer you the Eiffel Tower. I think 50% of our country's GDP to stay.
Stupid. Where do you think he's going?
Where it can take? There's like 2 spots, probably like Real Madrid.
The problem is Real Madrid is one of the few teams that could probably afford it.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what
This
I
is
mean.
a problem.
That or Saudi Arabia. That's it.
Problem is, as a Real Madrid fan and a Kylian Mbappe fan, because he's a solid player, I do not want him at Real Madrid. I don't think it's going to help anything. And he's going to be on so much money that we won't be able to put money where it needs to go, which in my opinion is defense. But
I don't know. Because he just plays striker.
he's not going to want to play striker.
Well, I mean, that's where he's going to have to play unless you're kicking out Rodrigo, selling him to recover some funds.
I would sell Rodrigo.
That's
I would pay regardless. I would sell Rodrigo now.
Because who's the front 3?
So
Vinny, Rodrigo, and who?
So because since Bellingham came in, they've been playing like 2 up front as like a striker partnership. It's usually but they just stay out wide. But it's usually Vinny and Rodrigo up front.
So what's the formation they play typically? 4-4-2?
It's usually a 4-3-3, but they have Bellingham in like the hole.
Oh, okay.
So like an attacking mid, and then you have Vinny
the number 8
and
spot,
Rodrigo.
much?
Pretty much.
Okay.
And then you have Rodrigo and Vinny, like they line up as strikers, but once the game starts, like they're both out wide.
He's like a bit further in than a false 9, probably.
Right, yeah.
Jude. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
But
Why did they start Kroos over Modric? I saw that during
probably
Bayern
just
Munich.
legs. Probably just legs. Dude, Modric is what, almost 40?
Kroos is old too.
You're right,
bro.
but I mean, I don't know
But
though.
Modric is I guess his play style is a lot more, what's it called? He runs a lot more. So.
Tony Kroos and everyone on the Real Madrid team has admitted it. Like he's sets the tempo no matter what. So he's always calm on the ball. I've never seen him like just freak out and do something stupid.
He's just that good.
It's that guy.
He's just that good.
But yeah, so back to my question. Where should he go?
If he
Realistically.
wants to, so obviously he only has 3 options. We can talk about each of them. He can stay at PSG, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna be like,
He's already announced he's leaving.
oh, he's
Like
that 100.
the last game he made
Oh, I lied.
right. He could renege, but
Yeah, he can so realistically he has 3 options. Just because he's such a high profile player that he's gonna demand hundreds of millions of pounds or euros, whatever. So he can realistically only go to teams that can afford him, which is probably at this point Real Madrid, PSG, or a team in Saudi Arabia. So if he wants money, he goes to Saudi Arabia. If he wants to win trophies, he goes to Real Madrid. or if he wants to, I don't know, like has dreams of giving PSG a Champions League. I don't think have they won a Champions League. I don't think they have. Yeah,
Not in his time, if they have.
Yeah, it must have been way back. So yeah, or stay at PSG. But the problem with PSG is I don't think they have a team identity, and they haven't had for.
Well, no, because
decades.
they built everything around one
Talent.
player
I
after
feel like
the
talent.
next player. They're like, oh, we're gonna build around Neymar. Oh, we're gonna build around Mbappe. Oh, we're gonna build around Messi. It's like, dude,
Well, they're never going to build around Messi, but they bought him to help.
right, but man, that was rough.
That's wild.
That was rough.
How do you have 3 generational talents and not win anything? I don't even think they won the league that year. It's just crazy to believe. To be fair, Messi did play like ass.
Okay, so where's he going then?
PSG.
You think he's staying? You think he ends up going?
I really don't think he wants to go to Saudi Arabia. Because like, what's there for him?
You don't think
He's
going
like
to
what,
Madrid?
24, I think.
Maybe.
I don't know if Madrid even at this point wants him anymore. They've been trying to get him for 5 years. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know if they're actually. I don't think there's a spot for him anymore.
Probably not. No. So, you gotta stay at PSG.
Or, hear me out. Premier League,
Where would you go?
Arsenal.
I don't think Arsenal can afford him.
I don't know, but
Or do they need him?
they definitely need him.
I do not think they need
His-
an attacking player.
So I think if they offload 2 people, at least 2 people, and I will say, actually you could offload 3, honestly, but 2 of them attacking. I would, at this point, get rid of Jesus.
I can see the appeal for him because I guess he can follow emphasis on Henry. I guess he was the greatest French player since Henry, technically, or is it not? I guess they.
Yeah, plays similar position.
Yeah,
Likes to
as
come off from
Henry,
the
so
flank,
they
right.
can kind of like follow that legacy, I guess, so to speak. But
So I think that's where the issue is that attacking left side, because it's the right side's almost always going to be Saka.
left side's Martinelli,
It's Martinelli,
Trossard.
Trossard, which I think Trossard could play down the middle either way.
I know Arsenal squads.
And then,
Hate it.
for whatever reason, he's in love with putting Havertz as the false 9 or an actual 9. I don't know anymore. But
He
anyway,
needs to be. He's a little
so
separate.
Martinelli's been a little injury prone. Jesus is inconsistent at best and injury prone. So I think if we were to offload those 2, and also for the love of God, get rid of Jorginho because he's just hanging out.
That's my dog.
And
What a goat. I love Jorginho, dude.
Not need, especially after we signed Declan Rice. We do not need Jorginho
I love them
on
at
the
Chelsea,
squad.
so.
Yeah, and then
I
he
thought
came
he was
over
a
to
fan
Arsenal
favorite.
and sabotaged the
That's
whole
what's up,
situation.
dude. Blue at heart, through and through. I love him.
BS. But anyways, Arsenal could definitely afford him, I think.
They might be able. I can see
Especially
the
if they
appeal then
offload
because
it.
they probably in their heads they're like we're so close to winning the league. So like and probably like realistically contending for the Champions League, which I don't believe, but that's a separate thing.
What do we make it to the quarters?
Yeah, I don't believe they can contend in the Champions League.
I think they can.
I think they got an easy path to the quarters.
2 years in a
And
row?
then- yes. And then Bayern Munich pieced them up.
That's true, but then Bayern Munich got pieced up.
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh.
that again. Who knows?
I know.
If refereeing
I
was
watched the
correct,
game. No, refereeing was fine.
but they did fuck up, so it is what it is. But yeah, probably Arsenal is probably a good shout.
That's where I would. That to me that makes the
If
most
he
sense.
wanted to prove himself as the best player in the world, that's probably the place to do it. Like if he wants to add trophies to his cabinet, Real Madrid, get that move because you're gonna win. You're gonna win Champions League and La Liga. La Liga at minimum. There's no way you're not.
Who wins? Because Mbappe doesn't have.
And he can do the whole him against Holland thing
Yeah, that'd be cool. I didn't even think about that. That'd be good. That'd be good. I'd like that. That'd be solid.
But the thing is, I don't know, how close are Arsenal? Like, I know, like, with points wise, but, like, do they really have a chance to beat, like, Man City for the title?
So, had Man City tied and not won, Arsenal would have won the title this year.
Okay.
But we both won this past weekend. So, it's on points mathematically, we're not. But, I mean, it's literally right there. That's how close it is.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm saying, like, could this be a fluke? In the fluke of, like, did they just play an amazing season? And because Man City has been doing this for 4 straight years.
true, but Arsenal's been number 2 for 2 years.
2 years now.
So I don't think, unless they have a drastic
But
fall off.
what was the point difference last year from them to Man City?
I'd have to look it up. So
Because I don't think it was even close.
it's probably closer than you think.
Probably. I'm thinking if it's over 10 points, it wasn't even close.
So what's that?
22-23 season.
Yeah, it's a 2-point difference right now.
Well, yeah.
So last year would be what, 23? Five-point difference.
Okay, so not terrible. Not bad.
So it's close. It's close.
So, but yeah, you can. What's so impressive about like Man City is that they've been doing this for so long. Won in the Premier League for 4 straight years, and they have competed in the Champions League in those 4 years as well. Like they've gone far. They've gone to the final one that year. They won 1 year.
I don't disagree that they're probably the best English team for the past couple of years. But
One of the best
I'm
teams
not.
in the
I
world.
don't think that Arsenal's situation or their standings the past couple of years, because even 3 years ago, it looked like they were going to make a run, and then they just fell apart, and then they dropped a ton of points.
Yeah, that's what
So,
I'm saying.
like,
Could they?
I don't think it's a fluke. I think they're basically like leveling up, and now we're right there neck and neck with Man City. But because Man City just like has like these
they're
world class
different
players, yeah, they're still
They're at a different level.
Yeah, it's a different level.
I don't think Arsenal's on the same level of Man City. I'm gonna be honest. I think probably the reason why they're so Man City kind of choked at some point in the season and dropped as many points as they did.
Injuries.
Maybe injuries as well, because that always plays a factor. Like, what if Arsenal, like, boom, 3, 4 of your players get injured? Season's pretty much a write-off. You can't win. So, like, it just.
That being said, there was one season. Can't remember exactly which year, but
That's what happened to Chelsea this season, by the way.
You said so.
So, no, I don't.
Yeah. So
Don't wanna hear
so
it.
there was one season. I want to say it's one season where Real Madrid went back to back Champions Leagues, but there was a season that started and there was just an absurd amount of injuries, and I was like, halfway through the season, I was like, we're not going to win anything. I'm like, we just physically don't have the players to keep competing, and we ended up winning the Champions League that year. But I was like, how did this even happen?
Well, the thing is, teams like Real Madrid, Man City, who else would be in that caliber? I'm essentially saying, like, teams that know how to win no matter the odds.
Right.
Like, they are just, it's just ingrained in that club's logo, like, on the shirt every single season. I don't think Arsenal is at that caliber yet. That no matter what, they are going to get a win. I personally don't see it yet. I don't know what needs to change for them, but
I think a couple players need to get switched. But I don't know.
it's that. I don't know. And then maybe these players' egos might come into play next season. Who knows?
Wait, which team?
What do you mean, what team?
What team?
Arsenal.
Oh,
In terms of, like,
I think they got
because a lot of them are pretty young. I would say Saka's young, Havertz is decently young, Martinelli's young, Trossard's kind of old, actually.
Is he?
I think so.
I think he just looks
been
old.
there a while. Oh, their goalkeeper's absolute whack.
Oh,
Arsenal's
Raya?
goalkeeper.
Raya or Ramsdale?
Both of them are trash. Both of them are garbage.
Yo, I feel bad for Ramsdale, but like when you go and do an interview and you basically say you can't keep your concentration during a game, like what do you think the coach isn't going to go sign another goalkeeper? Like it's the craziest thing.
So yeah, that happened.
But they got rid of a lot of the bad like stupid egos. Like they got rid of
that is true. They
Aubameyang, they got rid of Lacazette. Like they got rid of players that were just like thought they were such hot shit and were not producing.
That is true. They did do that.
So even some young players are kind of like that. But
We'll see. They have done smart signings over the years. So I'll give them
get Mbappe to rap.
Arsenal did spend a lot of money. Thinking about it, like on players. So
The money's there. I think the money's there, and especially, but the key is getting a couple players off the books because
I think
there's just not going to be
Mbappe
space for
ruined
them.
the locker room. Personally,
think?
The ego, 100%. Mbappe has an ego.
Well, yeah, but
He's won the World Cup at like what 19.
Yeah, but
Was
also
the best player in that World Cup. What? No, second best player. Modric was the best player.
But he does at a team level. He does produce, so it's not like I'll deal with the ego if you're producing. But if you're just not
would
producing,
that negatively affect the other players? That's always the thing you got to think about.
I mean, you'll never know until it starts happening.
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't think it would, because
Went to
at the same time, like so if you're Arsenal 2 years in a row, you miss out on the league, and 2 years in a row after getting finally back in the Champions League, you get knocked out. So it's like, if this guy's coming, if he's the path to Champions League final and or blowing out the Premier League and beating Man City to the title, then it's kind of what you got to deal with.
Oh well,
I'm
not saying like if he produces, who cares about the ego?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the superstar thing. Like that's why I'm sure who's a player that happened to. I can't think of any right now, but like I know in basketball it happens all the time. If you're that good, it doesn't matter. Like you're gonna get us wins. So yeah, we'll see though. I don't know what Mbappe will do. He probably might go to Saudi Arabia, to be honest with you.
Might if the money's not good enough. It's gonna be good enough, but yeah.
At Arsenal?
No, it's in Saudi. It's gonna be good enough. So it's
Do
whether
you
he
think
wants to
they
go.
have the wages available to pay?
Yes.
How much wages is Mbappe on now? Can you look that up?
It's a lot. I know
Like
it's a lot.
400,000
It's absurd.
euros a
It's
week?
it's.
So
Let's see.
think about it. He doesn't know. Think about like the thing is as well when you see like French players coming to England isn't always a good thing as well. Like it doesn't always end up really well. A prime example I use of that is Payet. Like he balled out like those two seasons, but he was unhappy in England.
He was.
Like England is a hard.
It's a hard place to play, but he balled out. I don't know what
he
his.
did balled out, but I think I remember him saying that he like was just unhappy in England for whatever X reason. So
Well, if this didn't just make me feel poor.
what is he on?
Just take a guess. I want you to take a guess. Knowing
So
how
is this
crazy.
his wages a week?
This is a week. I'm going to give you a week. Yeah, wages per week. What do you think he's on?
Can you tell me how much he's worth?
Oh,
That's possible.
Estimated net worth 100.
Well, like on the transfer market, I guess, so to speak. That might be that.
That's a whole other thing.
What is that?
His net worth?
Yeah.
That's like what he's worth, like as a person.
I know, but I'm saying like what number were you say?
It's estimated between 120 and 180 million.
Okay,
his net
so
worth.
on those kinds of wages, $550K a week is my guess.
Bro, bums in the EPL make that.
How? There's no way 550. Maybe like Rashford's.
Oh, I'm gonna look it up, and you're gonna be upset. Who's making 500K?
Oh, please
Yeah.
do. After how much is he making?
Mbappe makes 1.2 million euros a week
That's insane. That's crazy.
for $100.2 million. Are you okay with losing the Champions League every year?
I mean, facts. Facts.
Jesus, that's a ton of money. But yeah, I'm gonna look this up.
And they also pay for Neymar, by the way.
That is true.
Oh, well, not anymore.
Not anymore,
Neymar
but
went to Saudi
at the
Arabia.
at the time.
That's probably his wages got bumped after that. Probably. That was probably one of those seasons. Oh, I'm unhappy, and you're like, we're just gonna up your wages 20%. And he's like, bet. Because why is he there? Like no, like PSG is not winning in Champions League anytime soon. In my opinion, so.
I don't think the mic's picking it up, but we're laughing at my son that we can hear in another room. Let's see. I just need a list. Okay, maybe not bums, but
Yeah, I was gonna say 550,000 in England is a lot.
I'm gonna
of money.
find a bum though that's on a
It's
lot of money.
A lot of money.
Mo Salah's on $350 a week.
I believe it.
He's a bum. It's last time.
He had one bad season.
Oof. Okay, not a bum. I love him, but he is having he's having a rough season. Number 4 on 350 grand a week. Casemiro.
Oof.
Big.
What happened to him this season?
Well, they're putting him in central defense on a crappy team. Like, what do you want him to do? He's not a central defender.
Bro, talk about why are we bad? Like, let's talk about Man United.
Man United's bad.
Like, that is a whole different problem.
Hold up, another one. I heard this is a main problem. I think we talked about this before. So number 4 is Casemiro.
Are these, like, top players like who get paid the most in
This is right. This current season that's about to end. Who's on the highest? Like, yeah.
Okay.
So number 4 is Casemiro. Number 5 is Rafa Varane at 340.
Damn.
Raheem's on 325. Just absolute trash.
Oh, Sterling. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Rashford, another Manchester United player, on 300.
Who's the most paid person? Is it
De Bruyne, who's been injured almost the entire season.
But he deserves it. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's so.
So I watched the video, and apparently what the issue started all the way back when Alexis Sanchez got signed.
I heard this.
So allegedly,
Well, that was like
they
10
put
years
him
ago.
on so much money that every other player that had already been there was just like, how's he getting that and I'm not getting this? So they started just bumping up everybody's money. Well, there's some players that have been there for a while that they just can't get rid of, like Anthony Martial. Like, they cannot get rid of him. He's on so much money because of that situation years ago where they just bumped everybody. It's like, oh, well, he just got here. I've been scoring goals.
Do you remember?
So now everybody's wages are up. So not only is the club still having to pay them, but because the wage is so high, no one else is going to pay that amount of money for someone anywhere near for someone who's not producing. Like, they're riding the bench.
I don't know. I remember seeing this one thing. I think it was a Man United player who was like had a falling out with the coach. So like he was just streaming the entire season, getting paid like hundreds of thousands of pounds a week
To stream?
Not to stream.
Oh, okay,
Like, he
but
was
he
on
was
the
still
squad,
getting his
but
check.
he wasn't getting paid. He wasn't getting played.
Gotcha.
He wasn't getting time on the pitch. So like he was just chilling. Like I'm pretty sure he like just showed up to practice, but he wasn't even on the team sheet or was like in reserves.
When was this?
Pretty recent. It might have been Sancho. I don't know if Sancho streams or
It might have. I think it was Sancho.
it might have been Sancho who was doing that. But
Shout out to him. He was streaming and not on the squad.
I don't remember.
But now he's in the Champions League final.
Goats.
Champions League
Just to show
final.
it wasn't him.
I never thought it was him. I from day one, I thought it was
So
the
how do
coach.
you fix that club?
Get rid of the coach.
Talk
Get
about
rid of the
Chelsea.
coach. Get rid of the coach and offload everyone he signed. One thing I really do not like is when a coach gets a job.
And then just
And
say,
he
I
just-
need these players.
Right, and they're like all his old players. They don't necessarily need. There may not even be a need for that type of player on the team, but he wants that player because that's his player. I absolutely hate that. There was once years ago, and some of the players were, I'll give them, they were good, but we got a Dutch coach at Real Madrid, Bert Schuster. He signed, I want to say, like 10 Dutch players while he was there. And some of them were good. You had Robin on there. You had Schneider that got signed.
Schneider at Real Madrid was a vibe. I feel
Was
like
beast.
I love Wesley.
I love how fat he is now.
I know,
Like
crazy.
immediately, as soon as within 2 months of retiring, he got fat, and I love it. Like eat whatever you want, big dog.
There's 2 players I
You
want to
earned
talk
it.
about
You
that
earned it.
happened to after we finished.
They bought some younger players, like they had Drenthe, who just fell the hell off. They signed a keeper who they could not get rid of, Jerzy Dudek. They could not get rid of him. He was so
He was a
happy,
beast at Liverpool.
but he was not playing at Real Madrid. He couldn't get on the field with Iker there,
Oh, well,
and
yeah.
then he didn't want to leave. He was just like, "No, I'm good. I'll just hang out here. I'll just hang out here being the backup
I'll be
keeper
his-
at Real Madrid." He was so happy to, and they're like, "Dude, we really need to need to offload you." Jan Klaas Huntelaar got signed.
Dang,
Van der
I
Vaart
forgot about
got
Huntelaar.
signed. Bro, he signed everybody that was even itching at the national team or in the current squad for the Netherlands. And I was like, dude, you could have signed other people and we could have had a more well-rounded. Because in the end, they got a different coach and then they had to rotate everybody out. Because they started bringing in Ronaldo, they brought in Kaká, and then they're like, all right, we got to get people out of here because we don't have the space. We don't have the space, and that's not, and everybody's gelling like that. So
Yeah, it'd be like that. It happens.
okay, so we have Schneider who got fat right after retiring. Who else got fat?
Well, not fat, but they got absolutely jacked. Have you seen Fernando Torres after he
Yes,
retired?
Fernando Torres is
Absolutely
jacked.
massive.
I saw that a couple years ago.
And then Ozil.
Mesut Ozil, I just saw a picture a couple weeks ago. He's jacked. Yeah, it's a thing because they don't want you going over a certain weight most of the time. So
Obviously.
they'll track you. I think
But it looks so weird on their frames.
because you're used to seeing them skinny.
Yeah, that's fair. That's probably true.
But also, I get it. It's hard to be a big person and still be fast. There's only so many.
100%.
Ronaldo, Adama Traore is probably number 2 of being
So-
jacked and still fast.
It's so fast.
Yeah, there's only so many players that
It's
can
a hard
put.
thing to get.
It's hard to put on muscle when you're running that fat, when you're running that much period. But then to keep your speed and adding the weight is also hard. So it's like, and then most teams they only want you at a certain size.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever see I'm sure you've seen Mike Bibby nowadays, how he's just absolutely jacked.
Mm-hmm.
So he was skinny when he played, and he did an interview after once everyone saw him retired and all swole. He was like, "Yeah, man, my team would get mad at me when I'd come back from the off season. I'd have too much muscle on me." He's like, "No, we want you to be smaller because we want you to be faster. You're a point guard, XYZ." They're like, "We don't want you getting all jacked."
Yeah, it was a different NBA back then.
But even
Yeah, that would be
even
fun.
now, you don't see any jacked point guards.
They're all just 6'8".
Everyone's tall and skinny.
Well, they're also kind of big. Luka's a chunky guy.
I think he's just chunky. I mean, he's not jacked. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's no swole.
Well, he could be
point guards.
jacked. Oh, I can't think of anyone at the moment.
I don't think he has a desire to be jacked. He's piecing up everybody.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to be jacked.
He looks like he sells pizzas on the side. He's piecing up
Drop
everybody.
40 on you, though.
Everybody's in the gym, bro. They're like, nah, I gotta be strong. He's just shooting over everybody.
Crazy.
Dribbling past it. It doesn't make sense.
What did you think of COVID football when that happened? What I mean by that, when it first started after.
You mean the rule changes and stuff?
Not the rule changes, but just the quality of football. I don't know if that makes it, because I was thinking in the NBA how they did the bubble thing.
Yeah.
That, in my opinion, was the best professional NBA basketball I've seen in my entire
Because
life.
everyone was like locked in.
Everyone's like in that. All you did,
Right.
all you could do was train really, or sit in a hotel room. So like,
I know because
everyone was so good.
yeah, but soccer didn't really have that. Like
Yeah, I
you
know
have
they
a-
don't really have that, but like I'm saying, yeah, that's probably true. They like all live their like kind of like normal lives.
Yeah, I mean, minus that was probably normal for him, but Ronaldo just bought an island. Like we'll just hang out here
Well,
until
we
it
could
blows
go.
over. So wild. He's like everybody stay indoors. Like I'm buying an island. I will stay outdoors.
Oh, that's how you know you're rich.
Just zero thought. He was like, God, no, I'm not staying inside. I'm not playing. So what am I? Okay, I'm gonna go to an
I
island.
mean, Messi already technically has an island. So
What do you
his
mean?
little villa thing that was in Barcelona.
Oh yeah. But no, this
It's
is
a no-fly zone apparently for some reason.
pictures.
Who cares? Anyways.
He cares.
Yeah,
He's got a
he'll
family.
give
He's got his family. He's got mad kids. He probably doesn't want.
He'll give him anything he wants, so it doesn't matter.
No, I get it. If that's legit, then yeah, it makes sense. No fly zone. I'm cool with that.
How do you?
Because dude, if I'm in my house, I get pictures and videos of me taken everywhere. Let me control my house. If I want to hang out with my kids in the backyard and just have pool, I don't have to worry about pictures being
But
snapped.
Buddy could just show up at Publix.
Right, but that's
In
the
Miami,
thing. Right. But that's
Just
the thing.
chilling
That's
in
the
Miami
thing.
in public.
He understands that anywhere he goes, that may or may not happen.
That's fair. So, like, his
So
house.
more likely not. So at the very least, my house should be where I don't have to worry about it. Second I go
Also-
outside the gates, okay, I get it. I'm
It
famous.
annoys me how like they're like, oh, Messi scored 2 goals. Messi had like 10 goal contributions. I'm like, bro, you're in the MLS. Like it's like the MLS already is considered a very easy league, and you're one of the best players ever. So like, obviously you're gonna be balling out. It's not that big of a
It's a
deal.
mess.
And then you brought very good talent with you, so obviously you guys aren't gonna lose when you play. So.
Everybody on Miami FC is just like an old player.
But their young players are playing so well too, which is wild.
I mean, it's also not hard.
Their
When you
young
have-
players are scoring
when you have
absolute bangers.
Messi, Jordi Alba, you have Busquets, you have Suarez running around, and then I think David Beckham's son is like hanging around, throwing a cross in here and there. If he's still
Is
there,
he
I don't know.
actually playing in the first team?
I think he was in and out when he first got there. Like he had a couple games, but I don't know if he went on loan somewhere. He might have gone on loan somewhere. He's a right back, anyways. But I mean, I guess it crosses him.
Crazy.
We gotta get one of those
Who's
kids.
the best footballer's son that's playing now?
Cristiano Jr. probably.
Is he?
Kai Rooney. I recently saw some clips of him.
Like
Wayne
Wayne Rooney's
Rooney's son.
Oh, okay.
That kid's a beast. What's his name? Not Robin. Oh my God, I'm forgetting his name right now.
Because I'm thinking like
Van Persie. Van Persie's son is good.
Okay.
Robin Van Persie's son. Who else's kids? It's very rare that the kids do well.
Right?
Yeah, it's very rare.
Which doesn't make sense, but I guess.
It does because they're not, even if they're playing, they're not growing up the same. Like they're not fighting as hard. They have a fallback. They can literally go home and not do anything.
That's also true. Well, I guess Holland's dad played.
Gio Reyna is probably, like, if you take how good because his dad wasn't a bad player, but if you take like how good the dad was and then how good the son is,
Yeah.
Gio Reyna is like the biggest gap. That kid can ball. It sucks
Compared
that
to
he's
how
just
his dad
not. Huh?
was compared to his dad.
Yeah, like his dad was a solid player.
Is it Marcelo's son?
Marcelo's
Baller?
son's a nasty, and he
I think I saw
plays
him
up front
on
too. I think I sent it to you a while back. Yeah, his son plays for Real Madrid still in the youth teams.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's a baller. He
Is
plays
he
up
still
front.
he's still in Madrid, Marcelo?
No, he plays in Sao Paulo. I think
he's in Brazil now?
wherever Thiago Silva just went.
Oh, Gremio, I think.
That's it. Yeah, Marcelo's been there.
Goat.
But yeah, his son still plays in Real Madrid's youth team, and he's nasty for sure. But yeah, Gio Reyna's probably the biggest. I don't know what's going on with his club situations, but like that kid can ball, and I don't know what the hell's going on.
What, does he's not play for Dortmund anymore?
So he wasn't playing for Dortmund. They loaned him because he wasn't playing. They loaned him to Nottingham Forest, and I think he's made one start and maybe a total of 90 minutes since he's been there in January.
Crazy.
What the crazier thing is, then when he goes to the national team and he scores and assists. You know what I mean? And he's playing, like, I want to say he played the full 90 in both games, if not close to it. And it's like, this kid's not playing. Like, but clearly he's sharp. Like, he's got the fitness. Like,
yeah, who knows what's going on?
I have no idea what's going on. It's a weird thing. And then I've heard a bunch of things as to why he even went to Nottingham Forest, because there was a couple different teams that they were like rumored he might go to on loan, and Nottingham Forest was just like, that's probably the worst place for him to go. And then after he went, they're like, well, apparently like
they just got relegated. I'm pretty sure they did.
Apparently his like dad knew somebody, or they had some kind of relationship with the coach there or something, so they thought it'd be a better situation. But yeah, I mean, the guy just not.
Who knows?
It sucks.
Because there's so much more that goes into play than just them playing and practicing.
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff.
I mean, even like it, the coach might even, the position you play the best in might not even be anywhere near the coach's idea of what a formation should look like.
Yeah, or how you play, not how the coach wants his team to play.
Like Real Madrid's been through plenty of tens, but when's the last time they played with a 10? Until, now that they have Bellingham, they're kind of like making moves just to keep him in the team. But, I mean, Isco was there for a while, and they kept putting him out wide. James was there for a while.
Oh, my God.
Kaká before that.
Where is James right now? What a flop.
Yeah, I didn't think he was that good either. I honestly think Madrid bought him because they didn't want anyone else to buy him. I mean, all he scored was bangers, but he didn't do much else than that.
Yeah.
So
I just think it's wild. Like, yeah, he played well in France. I think he played in Monaco before he went to.
Yes, he went to. He was Monaco.
Yeah, he played well there. He had a great season that one time, an amazing World Cup. But I felt like it wasn't grounds to go to Real Madrid. Checking this recording.
Yeah, sure. Check the time. Yeah, it wasn't even that he. It wasn't even like his performance. It was just he scored a bunch of bangers in the World Cup.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So everybody wanted him. And then.
I still hate Colombia for what they did. I still hate them for what they did. They injured Neymar, bro.
I'm so fed up.
And then who was it?
You want to hear a
got
funny?
Second that got a yellow and then was out for the Germany game. I think it was Thiago.
Okay.
And then yeah. And then
You want to hear a funny stat? Remember, it wasn't this last World Cup, right? It was the one before that.
2022, so 2018.
I believe so. Yeah.
Russia.
Where Neymar was just rolling all over the place.
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it
here.
Oh,
So.
you're out on a mission.
Yeah. Bro, that was a very sad time.
So you just could not watch TV?
No, I couldn't watch TV at all, nor movies.
Could you listen to the radio?
No. So like legit, like I had a list. So like I had an iPad that I can like show videos, like church videos and stuff like that. I had a notes like app, whatever.
Okay.
I had a notes page of just movies that I was told to watch when I got out.
That's crazy.
And it was like 40 movies. I don't think I watched most of them, but I remember like I'd be walking around. Sorry, cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I'd be walking around like during the World Cup was happening, and I'd like knock on a door, and then they'd open it, and then I see the TV there. You see the TV. I think something happens, so it'd be like me, my companion, and the guy would just all focus on the TV. And we're like, oh wait, yeah, we're here for something.
It's like, what we're here for? Oh, Jesus.
Bro, when Mexico won that game against Germany, absolute pandemonium happened the next day, or and the day of. San Diego was wilding that entire day.
I bet.
Anyways, yeah, Neymar rolling around.
Oh yeah, so it was a funny fact. So he was running around. He was rolling around everywhere, like every foul. He was just rolling.
So they tracked his kilometers range.
Something like that. But no, it was just this thing. It's like, dude, you're rolling around every time you get hit. No one noticed until like after the fact, until Spain got eliminated. He actually wasn't the most foul player. It was Isco.
Probably. I believe it.
And it was just like, bro, that's crazy. There's no highlight reel of Isco rolling around the floor.
I mean, Neymar pretty much stopped. I think he hasn't done that anymore.
Not in a while, but it was a problem for a while.
Oh, 100%. That was especially like his Barcelona days was...
I was going to say, that was 100% something he picked up at Barcelona, because when he was at Santos, he didn't do it.
It wasn't really a thing.
No, he would get knocked over, get up, and keep running and score. Like, it was crazy.
I saw that.
And then he goes to Barca, and he just, like, everything is, hey, you got hurt. Hey, you roll around. Like, dude, what is that?
I don't know. But yeah. Oh, speaking of, what do you think Euros?
Euros? Oh, I pulled up because we weren't sure who qualified or who didn't.
You got the groups there?
Yeah.
So how's the groups?
Well, they don't have the groups yet. They just have everybody that's in.
Qualified?
Yeah, and then I think there's a couple teams that are still in playoffs.
How?
I don't know. This is on their website.
A month and a half.
Hey, this is on their website. I don't know. This is what
Doesn't it start in June?
I'm just telling you. It says playoff. But anyways, so Italy is in there. Italy did make it. Got some weird Scandinavian teams. Where's Scotland? Scotland's in there.
Is Iceland in? That's always my underdog.
No, Georgia's in.
George or Georgia?
Georgia.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Georgia's in. Albania's in, which is interesting. Ukraine's in.
Doesn't Alaba? No, Alaba plays for Austria. Never mind.
Who?
Alaba, but he plays for Austria. So I was going to say for Albania, but he plays for Austria, different A country. Ukraine, my boy Modric, going to go off.
Does Alaba play for Austria?
Yeah.
I thought he played for Switzerland.
No.
No?
David Alaba. He's on your team, bro. He's on Real Madrid.
Yeah, he's also trash. I didn't want him either. Bro, I did not want him.
He was a beast in
He was riding the bench for Bayern when he got signed.
Yeah, he got old.
Okay, so what are we doing with him now? He's just injured all the time.
I don't know. He scored a banger, though.
I'm telling you, we need at Real Madrid, we need defenders, but we're getting off. So, all right, so who you have for the Euros?
So not Italy. Definitely not.
No, Italy?
No.
How?
I don't think they're going very far. Even though they won last Euros. I don't know what happened between then and now, but like the Italian players are just either very silent or they're just not performing on a world stage world stage, so to speak. I honestly think I'm gonna predict the final right now.
Ooh.
England, France.
England, France?
I'm predicting England, France. And then with the third place finals being... Hold up, let me cook. Spain's in it, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, Spain's in it. Spain, Netherlands for third place.
That's what you're saying for third place? I was going to go Germany, Belgium. Is Courtois back?
Yeah, but he just came back.
Is he going to be back for the Euros?
I'm assuming so. He played a game for Real Madrid already. I have a feeling he's going to go in.
Oh, did he play their final game of the season or something?
Their final game is this weekend. Their final La Liga game.
Oh, okay.
And then they have...
like one...
He played the last weekend. But I think only like 30 minutes.
So, what did I say? Germany and Belgium for third place.
Okay. And then your finals what? England, France?
England, France. Who wins that? No idea. That'd be a volatile game.
I think Germany, France. Final.
And who do you win? If Pogba plays, France. I don't think he...
Pogba can't play. He's retired at this point.
Well, yeah, he got banned for what, 10 years?
I think 4 years, but he's older, so he's not gonna. He's not coming. There's no one's gonna sign. He's just done. I'll do England, Netherlands, third place.
England, Netherlands, third place? I don't know. They went to the final last Euros. Yeah. What position were they in the World Cup? England. Because they beat US. Well, we were in their group. Were we?
Yeah, it's England, Wales, and somebody else.
Iran? It was Iran.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the keeper had he got like a concussion.
Did he? I don't remember that.
He did. Some keeper got a concussion and there was like a 15-minute stoppage time.
Erling Haaland, Bakayo's.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I'm going to go England. It's coming home.
It's coming home.
I believe in this squad.
I said that last time.
I believe in
Did not come home.
That penalty, that was a wild game. They just choked. Pressure was too big. At home, because that was in London as well. Was it the last Euros?
No, because they're in London this year.
No, they're in Germany this year.
Oh no, the Champions League is in London. So yeah, they were in England. Yeah.
Yeah, so at home too, and to choke like that is wild. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. I think Rashford won't be there to mess it up.
Will Harry Kane ever win a trophy?
Doesn't he not have like a community shield or something?
I don't think he has anything.
Damn. Listen, to be fair, he might just be a bad omen at this time. Like, you go to a team that's, I think, won it for like 8 straight years, and then a separate team has the most craziest run ever, almost in history.
And then they lost.
And
they lost right over that.
Schwacked in their European final, which is crazy. They got boo-bopped by Atalanta of all teams, which is wild.
Well, one player scored 3 goals. Like the one player beasted.
Yeah, but hey, you lost a lot.
And I saw a photo, and it looked like they played like man-to-man defense, like all field players man-to-man the entire time. It didn't matter if they had possession or not. Like they were marking their opposite the entire game.
That's wild.
Which is, I don't care who you are and how good your team is at passing the ball. It's difficult when everyone's man-to-man. Like without fail, yeah.
You beat your man, you're done. Right.
Well, not even that. You're always playing with your back to the goal because you can't receive the ball if someone's on you.
Correct. But what's it called? So that happened, and then you get unlucky in the Champions League. It's like, what can you do? What can you do, really?
Is it unlucky?
They did get unlucky. Let's be honest here. They did get unlucky. At the end of the day, like, you had the rest of the game to win. Obviously, that's still a thing, but it is unfortunate how that happened.
They had the whole game.
Yeah. I'm not saying they
whole first leg.
I'm not saying like without that they deserve to win, but I'm just saying that like it was unfortunate what happened, but at the end of the day you still lost the game. So
sucks to suck.
And also I don't know why they subbed him out, which is wild.
Subbed who out?
They subbed Harry Kane out.
Oh well, it wasn't doing anything.
It doesn't matter. You keep your striker on, especially if you're down.
They'll bring another striker on, and they bring on. Oh no, Gnabry went out injured.
Yeah, I don't know what Tuchel was doing there, but sure. But that was that.
All right. Well, any closing thoughts?
I got nothing.
You know what you don't have? You know what you also don't have? The goddamn cookies.
Bro, I'm not gonna get into this
goddamn
podcast.
cookies.
This is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
What do you got? Chelsea predictions.
Chelsea predictions?
Yeah, where do you think
for next year?
Next season. Let's start in league and then in Europe, wherever they go.
You get knocked out early in Europe.
Damn.
No one on that squad.
Conference league,
dude, no one has.
Conference league, we're going far.
No one has experience in that squad with European football. Sorry, they just don't. It's a different animal.
Sterling does if he stays.
Sterling's trash.
He still has the
It's
experience.
trash, and he's clearly on a lot of trash money. Just ride the goddamn bench.
Oh.
God, over $300,000 a week to sit on the bench. He doesn't do anything.
Well, I don't think that was the thing. Like, his play style didn't fit what Pochettino changed later in the season, so they just took him off.
I don't hear it.
So,
Okay, so Europe, you're getting knocked out.
damn.
You're gonna have to make some decent signings, but if not, if it's essentially the same squad next year, you're same spot.
You think it's a fit
Same
for
spot.
6?
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're,
That's a realistic expectation, I could say.
I don't think you're jumping up to.
Are we
up the
doing
table.
better than Man United?
Everyone's doing better than Man United right now.
That's fair. But are we going to do better than Man
Yes,
United next
yes.
season?
You're
Okay.
I don't see Man United making leaps and
Bro,
bounds.
that team is
But they're gonna have the same
on
squad.
fire. That team is drowning.
They need to get rid of the coach. They're gonna have the same issue that Arsenal had for a while, which is no one
Identity.
No one believed in the project anymore, so they couldn't bring anybody worthwhile in. And then once you had Arteta come in, a different culture, and then did things a little bit different, then we started to improve.
I genuinely think that team needs what a Pochettino did to Spurs. Like, a coach that can, one, handle the back office thing and handle the squad.
Yeah, but they didn't win anything.
Yeah, I know they didn't win anything, but Spurs is so much better when he left than when he started. Like, you have to give him that. Like, I think he's a pretty good coach at rebuilding.
I think Pochettino's a good coach.
I think he's a really good rebuilding coach. I don't think he's very capable of winning trophies, but like to rebuild the club, I think he's very good.
I think there's just a couple teams in England that have the history, and we expect them to do
well just because they have history.
because and we expect certain things from
And that's
them, and
100%
it's not.
It's always
not happening right now.
Yeah.
So Man United, Liverpool to an extent is just not where they were. You know, it's not that it used to be like the same 4 teams, 4, 5, 6 teams always battling for the top.
Yeah.
Now it's just like 2. It's like is anyone gonna beat Man City? That's basically what it is. And there's only so many teams. I mean, Newcastle's up there, and no one even talks about them.
Newcastle's in the Champions League. I'm pretty sure they are.
I think again,
In the top 4. I think Aston Villa's up there as well now too.
Yeah, Aston Villa got a Champions League spot.
I think they were 4th. Crazy.
See?
Crazy. But that team's gonna be whack next year. A lot of these
I don't know who they're
teams
gonna sign.
realize how hard it is to play 2 games a week.
Well, that and then you have to build the squad. So basically, you gotta the money you're gonna get from playing in Champions League, you have to basically spend it first to get you enough players to A, get the quality up, but B, just have people physically, because not everyone's gonna be able to play.
Imagine.
Not everyone's gonna be able to play Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday, like when you've never done that before. That's a crazy schedule. People really don't realize how crazy that schedule is, and you're practicing in between. You're basically playing 6 days a week because you might get one, probably 7, but you have one of those days is like a recovery day.
Oh,
but you're still on the pitch, like moving around. So it's just not like you're hanging out at the house. So
Yeah, and I think a lot of teams forget how. Yeah, there's just such a certain level, especially nowadays, and we're like, for example, like bottom relegation team to like the fighting relegation to mid club to then like the gap from mid club to Europe is insane, in my opinion. And then there to actually competing in these competitions is also exponential. What you looking at?
trying to look up the standings to make sure who was, but it keeps auto-correcting.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Aston Villa, Man U, and then Chelsea. No, wait, no. I think 5th is Spurs. I can't remember.
Fifth is Spurs.
Oh,
So
okay.
right now, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Aston Villa
Okay.
are in the Champions League, and
Oh, so where's Newcastle?
Newcastle might be sixth.
I think Newcastle is just under us. Like with Man City. Man U.
What the fuck? Oh man, they dropped. I thought they were higher. Newcastle seventh.
Yeah, right below Man City, right? United.
They're above Man United one spot. They're below Chelsea.
Okay.
So it's so you guys I guess will play
That's conference.
you'll play
6.
so you'll play Tottenham for another spot,
I
right?
don't know if what I was saying was true about like if the community. It depends on the community shield. That's what I read. But who knows? That club pisses me off.
To your point earlier, Nottingham Forest did not get relegated.
Oh,
They are
they just escaped relegation.
yeah, they are literally
Who
in
did get
17th.
relegated?
Luton Town, no shocker. Burnley and Sheffield.
Dang, that's sad for Burnley. Did you hear the rumor?
No,
Vincent Kompany might coach Bayern Munich.
did not hear that.
Yeah.
It's a jump.
To be fair, the season prior they absolutely dominated the championship. So, I think it is he. I think he has very good coach tactics, like attitude, whatever like that. It's just his players couldn't deliver on his vision. I personally think that. Because I don't know if you've seen that clip. There's this clip where he's screaming at his team. Because I think they're all saying like, the classic thing when they've lost, they're like, oh, like they're blaming everyone, this like this, and he was essentially like, almost individually called everyone out and said, you were all trash.
That's kind of
He said like, oh, these 90 minutes you've wasted your time, I've wasted my time, why did we even show up? It's like, a freaking legend. I think he's a great manager, but
He's good. We'll see. We'll see.
we'll see. And then I'm gonna say it here now. In 6 months, people are gonna be like, "Oh, I didn't realize he's such a good manager." Boom.
All right. So that's your ending thought. 6
That's
months.
That's my claim.
6 months.
Well, if he
Vincent-
gets the Bayern Munich.
Okay. So if he gets the Bayern Munich job, 6 month Vincent Kompany has led
Well,
Bayern
6 months
Munich.
in the season.
Bayern Munich is unbeaten.
Oh, okay, that's wild.
Unbeaten
That's
by
wild.
Vincent
But
Kompany's
they'll be
management.
They're gonna be first.
All right. So first, possibly unbeaten.
Maybe unbeaten.
We'll see.
I doubt it.
Starting from the Champions League final that they lose. Oh no, well they're not even in the final.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're not in the final.
Not in the final. Oh
Crazy.
no. So close.
Who's winning? What's the score?
Real Madrid's winning.
What's the score?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really high.
Oh, you think it's gonna be a high score game?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
I think we're looking at like 3 or 4 goals from Real Madrid.
2.
0.
Oh, you think it's 3-0, 4-0?
Dude, if you look at their front
I do
line,
not think it's that.
if you look at their front line, besides Royce, who's a seasoned striker.
Who is?
Yeah.
Oh, no one. But that doesn't mean they're not gonna ball out. They can't ball out.
Dude, they can ball
I
out
think-
all they want.
I think
they're going to get shut down.
I think it's gonna be 2-1 Real Madrid. There's
Okay.
no way Bayern Munich does not score a goal. I don't think they won't, but not Bayern.
Not Bayern. We keep calling them
They're a
Bayern.
German club.
We got to put respect on Dortmund's name because they are a
Yeah,
very,
that's
very
true.
solid team. And
They
they
are.
are respect. They are in the Champions League final.
Yeah, respect on them.
But
I do hope they win just for my boy Royce. I absolutely love Royce. I think he deserves one. But I don't. That's gonna be a very hard feat.
no, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. To be honest with you.
I don't. We'll find out.
And I think they got shut out. The only thing I hope does not happen is that Courtois is in goal, just for the sake of being Courtois and the number 1 keeper.
He's
Just-
a beast in finals.
right, but he's also been out.
He won you the Champions League against Man City.
Right, but he's been out almost the entire season.
That's fair.
And Lunin has been amazing.
Pretty solid. He's
Been amazing. He's kept Kepa on the bench because Kepa's fine.
Kepa's not bad.
He's not hurt is what I mean.
Yeah.
But he's kept Kepa on the bench. So I don't want for the sake of him being
I love how they
Madrid's
signed
number
Kepa
one.
for that reason.
Yeah.
But then their already reserve keeper just started balling out.
Yeah, they're like, never mind, dude. You just hang out here. He did get hurt for a little bit, but nothing to. He came back and they were
To be
still
fair,
like, no.
Kepa's not a bad keeper. I think he's just too short to be a keeper. He's like 5'11", which I'm sorry, like nowadays, like you got to be at least 6'1", 6'2", and be with being athletic.
I don't know. I hope Lunin keeps his starting position in
I think
keeper
Ancelotti will.
because
I think Ancelotti will.
he's part of the reason why they made it that far. But yeah, I think 4-0, 3-4-0. I don't think they're scoring. I think they're getting shut down.
I think it's 2-1.
All right,
2-1
we'll see.
Madrid.
We'll see, and then we'll do another one after, and we'll see
Bet.
what happens.
We'll talk about it.
Let's go.